SVG's Jason Dackman. We're here in Stamford, Connecticut for the Paris 2024 games, and NBC is awfully busy in their plethora of studios, so we're here with Tom Popple to talk a little studio. Tom, thanks for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for coming.
So let's take a little bit of a walk through Studio 1 here. What is behind us right now? And then it's a 360 studio, so we'll get a look at everything else.
Yeah, so this is what we call the West Coast Daytime. We shoot the daytime show with the studio in Paris, and at 6 o'clock we switch over to come in here, and then we do 6 to 9 for the West Coast. We do the same show over again for 3 hours. So that's this set here with Damon Hack, who's the host of the West Coast Daytime.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, a very casual, nice setup with these chairs. It's blocked perfectly, right?
Yeah, a little different look. Mike Sheen, the director, and the creative department, the graphics are awesome. Just gives a little bit of different look. Aside from the normal desk chair thing.
Sure. Yeah. And what about, let's head on over this way.
So what we do in the mornings is we flip to our live from coverage from PCR 8. They're doing the men's golf tournament, which starts this Thursday. So we do live from before the show, Monday through Wednesday, 6A to 8A. And then we flip to the tournament. We do the coverage post-tournament. So that show, I believe, is around 1 o'clock. And that's here on what you know is the traditional Football Night in America set, but it looks beautiful with the golf graphics and everything. So it's, again, another different look.
Very cool. That's Studio 1. We'll give you another look. All right, and this is Studio 2. This is USA Network, which is on all the time.
Yep,
tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
So here, it's USA 1, 2, and 3. Carolyn Manor and Catherine Tappan in this studio. Normally what's in here is Matthew Berry's fantasy show. That'll start up after the Olympics. Also some horse racing, and we just did the Tour de France, which ended the week before the Olympics. So that was in here as well. Again, like the other studios, Mike did a beautiful job with a little interview area set up off the traditional stuff. We changed out all the things and tchotchkes on the shelf for the pictures of all the current athletes that are in the Olympics. And then we also, like we had talked about, traditional desk setup. So they'll anchor from here and do interviews over here. So great flexibility, which is what we have here. And then also like a little stand-up area over here on the side. So not 360, but pretty flexible.
But versatility important because, again, USA is on all day, every day, right?
Yeah, it's on all the time, 24/7. Again, big blocks of coverage, right? So there's downtime like there is now. They just did the halftime of the women's game. They'll come off of that, lead to the next sport. So cranking all the time.
Sure. Thanks, Tom. All right, and Studio 3, usually the home of Premier League for you guys, is pretty impressive setup for Gold Zone. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in there.
Yeah, it's unbelievable concept that production and Mike Sheen, the director, came up with for Peacock exclusive. Just follow live sports, voice them over, catch all the action, bounce around from sport to sport. Don't stay in any one place at one time, and just give people that constant energy that the Olympics brings with all the competition.
Sure. Yeah. And it is a 360 studio. You got all kinds of flexibility in terms of Andrew Siciliano, Scott Hansen, those folks calling it. How is the studio being utilized? Tell us a little bit about what it looks like inside.
So they have a little podium there in the desk. They kind of anchor with all the papers and stuff, and they have an excellent research team, and the producers tell them what they hear. They also have the monitor that has a quad in it, so they can always see what they're looking at and go to each sport because they bounce around so much. In the control room, they're changing those boxes constantly to follow along with what they need to call. And then as you saw, they put the big 16 box up, the Steadicam, the medal count for Delta. It's just an awesome environment for them to kind of do whatever they want.
Yeah, it's really impressive to say the least. All right, and then in addition to NBC Broadcast Network and USA, E and CNBC are part of the coverage this year. They have their own studio presence. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in Studio 7 here.
Yeah, so we use Studio 7. Primarily it's been golf in Beijing. It did the skiing, some stuff, stand-ups with Lindsey Vonn and Steve Perino on that team. So we translated that same philosophy to these games in Paris. So yeah, E Monday through Friday, and then E CNBC on the weekends. So with the split control room, the studio provides on cameras for both networks. There's 2 separate talent that have support space out here, and they call them in based on when the network's going on and off. So today being Monday, it's just E, and they're just cranking out. Again, probably 5A to 5P, double shifts.
And then on the weekends, they'll be splitting it with CNBC.
Yeah, so when they split it again, so the CNBC talent will be out here, the E talent will go in, service they're on cameras. She'll leave, they'll call the other talent in, and they just go back and forth all day servicing both networks.
Very cool.